Nowadays, we see around so many technological advances. People can access anything, whatever they want on internet. But this is not possible for everybody. Here I'm talking about those guys who live in those areas where internet is still a dream. People want to use internet but do not have access. There BPL comes into the picture. Many people are aware of this technology and many are still not. What is this technology? What does this technology make possible? I am going to talk about this in detail. Broadband over Powerline means BPL, or BPL means broadband over power line, that allows data to be transmitted over utility power lines. Just imagine, internet data is running on those power lines carrying power as well. This is quite possible with the help of BPL technology. Some people call it internet over power line or IPL. Some says power line communication, PLC, or power line telecommunication, PLT. Names are different, but technology is the same. BPL allows us to access internet via our home wall socket. Just understand this. You have got wall socket that provides power to your television or other electric devices, and the same socket enables you to use the internet as well from the same power line. Isn't it fantastic? So this is a new technology with a huge potential for the future. Now let's talk about how this works. When we combine the technological principles of radio, wireless networking, and modems, we witness a new way to send data over lines, where speeds are between 500 kilobytes and 3 megabytes per second. Despite the proliferation of broadband technology in the last few years, there are still huge parts like remote areas, villages, and outskirts don't have access to high-speed internet. The cost of laying cable and building the necessary infrastructure to provide DSL or cable in rural areas is still quite high. But if broadband could be served through power lines, there would be no need to build a new infrastructure. Anywhere there is electricity, there can be broadband. We see those heavy power lines carrying huge voltages, and if we calculate those voltages, we will find some huge numbers between 155,000 to 765,000 volts, totally unsuitable for data transmission because it's too noisy. So we need a system which can help us to manage these huge voltages, and their BPL system comes into the picture because it is able to bypass this problem by avoiding high voltages power lines altogether. BPL provides us just 7,200 volts, that is much more manageable. These power lines are called medium voltages power lines, where BPL injectors are tied to the internet backbone via fiber lines. But signal loss is a great issue because these BPL signals cannot travel for a long distance. After some time, these signals will drop and eventually no signals. To overcome this problem, we need to install repeaters because they will maintain the required BPL signal strength. The repeaters take in the data and repeat it in a new transmission, amplifying it for the next leg of the journey. The transformer's job is to reduce the 7200 volts down to the 240 volt standard that makes up normal household electrical service. There is no way for low power data signals to pass through a transformer. Couplers are used for such transfers, and these couplers must accurately inject and extract tiny high frequency signals while being unaffected by the much larger currents and voltages. Extractors provide the interface between the medium voltage power lines carrying BPL signals and the households between the service area. BPL extractors are usually located at each low voltage distribution transformer feeding a group of homes. Powerline adapters. Next, we need Powerline adapters. Powerline technology turns your home's electrical wiring into a network. You need at least 2 Powerline adapters. Powerline adapter is also called a BPL modem, which is very easy to use. Just plug and play. It is roughly the size of a common power adapter and plugs into a common wall socket. These Powerline adapters are easily available online and offline. You can buy from anywhere. Let's talk about their speeds. You will find many adapters are rated as 1200 Mbps, 500 Mbps, but these adapters actually don't provide such huge speeds. The cheapest Powerline adapters are rated as 200 Mbps. The middle performing are 500 Mbps or 600 Mbps, and the latest, fastest adapters are badged as 1200 Mbps to 2000 Mbps. Oh gosh, very huge speeds. I don't think you will be able to achieve these speeds. So you can buy one of them as per your requirements, but I'll advise you to do some market research before you buy. Now, let's talk about creating an internet network using your existing mains electrical wiring. I understand that we should not play with our electrical sockets. Not recommended at all. But if you talk about Powerline adapters, this is really a child play for adults. Even if you know nothing about technology, you are still able to set up without any hassle. All you need to do is just plug in and connect a couple of cables and you are done. Powerline is a simple to install digital home technology. You just need to plug your one Powerline adapter into a power socket. Either connect that adapter via Ethernet to the router or insert the fiber optic cable into the Powerline adapter. Now take another Powerline adapter and plug that into a power socket in another room, say next to your smart TV. You can then connect this adapter to your smart TV using another Ethernet cable. Bingo, your TV or laptop or whatever is now wired to your router. It really is plug and play, a simple pair of plugs that require next to no configuration. The beauty of the simple dual module system is that it is as device agnostic as regular Ethernet. You can put whatever you want on the other end. A single device like a computer or game console, a network switch, or even a whole Wi-Fi access point. So you can see so many advantages of Powerline networking. Like, it's not expensive at all. You just need a pair of networking adapters. Your startup costs are a few bucks depending on the speed you want. Setup is so incredibly simple. It is hardly more difficult than plugging your computer in. So easy setup, secure connections, and high speeds without a hiccup. But there are some disadvantages too. Poor wire quality and crossing circuits can decrease transmission quality like any cable system. The Powerline network loses signal strength over distance, but these are not so big issues because they can be tackled by proper planning and wiring. At the end, I would just say that if you want to avoid the hassle of putting Ethernet cable everywhere in your house, through your walls, this technology is best to go for. I hope you have enjoyed this session. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.